but if I do that, whatever. But yeah. So I'm gonna talk about so in this video I'm gonna talk about different I'm gonna talk about other scary stories that I have that I already knew about them in the previous video, but like I should have written them down, honestly, because I tend to forget everything that I'm gonna say. So I forgot what I was gonna say at the video. I mean it was okay. It was like I had like a good amount of, oh shit, hold up, I forgot to shave my eyebrows. I do this. I cut off like the ends of my eyebrows because I don't like how they look. So if I do that, it gets rid of a problem for me. So I shave off the ends of my eyebrows just because it makes it like I can make any design I want, basically. So I'm gonna just do this. Yeah, so basically oh god, after I had all these scary stories still with me, and some of them I will not share, and and some of them are like not even from my dad's village, so like I'm just not gonna share them because they're like, I don't know how to describe this, but they're like personal to my family, and I feel like I would disrespect certain people if I were to share like if I were to share them, if that makes any sense. So I'm just not gonna share those. I'm gonna put a little bit more because your girl needs more of this. I wanted to film this early in the day because your girl got scared in the previous one that I filmed, and I low-key couldn't sleep after because I did it like really at night, like hella at night, like hella at night. So I'm gonna do it right now. So I'm just gonna apply this really quick because I can't multitask. I watched the I watched Elite, like the video Elite, I mean like the show, and everyone was like, oh my god, like Guzman's hot. And however, he's, to me, like everyone was like, damn. And I was like, bro, did y'all not see fucking Ander? Because Ander was beautiful. I don't beep it, I don't piper, I don't beep it. Boy, you're not watching this, but if you were to watch it, I'd be like, really? Yikes. Okay, so the first story is, okay, so some of these are still in Mexico. Okay, so two of these stories are still in Mexico, and two of these are based in here. Are stories that have happened to my family members in the U.S. So just so you know. Okay. Oh girl, she looks muddy. So now I have to go through with it on the other side. I can just change colors. So I decided to dip into this color, and I should have dipped into this one. But what if I do that? Okay, so the first story, this happened to my sister. So back like, I don't know how long ago this was. My sister, okay, so I guess my sister was like 6, so this was like maybe my mom was pregnant with me, maybe. And so, oh yeah, my mom was pregnant with me because my sister tells me this story. So she was 6, and my sister says that since my mom was pregnant, she had to pee every time, and she was always hungry. So I remember like my mom was like, it's crazy because my mom, she had to make ends meet, you know, so she had to clean. So she helped my dad with the bill. So my mom would work cleaning houses while my dad worked at this like dry cleaning area place thing. I mean, my mom worked at cleaning homes, and these homes were like in Beverly Hills, so like really nice homes. She would like clean and stuff. My sister says that she was 6 and that my mom, since she was pregnant with me and was always hungry and always like was hungry and always need to pee, she was upstairs like on her break, and she was like, you know, babe, like mija, like can you go get me my sandwich that I left like down there, like I don't want, like I'm tired, like I'm not trying to like walk down the stairs. And so my sister was like, yeah mom, like I'll be back, don't worry about it, like I got you. I mean, my mom stayed there while my sister went downstairs to get, you know, the stuff that my mom wanted. And my sister says that she remembers how she was like, you know, was it like, you know, like kind of like when you're looking through something through like a bag line that where like my mom's lunch was. She said that she was like looking through it, and that all of a sudden she felt someone blow in her ear, like, and she was like, oh, she fucking like ran upstairs and was like, mom, hell no, sis. And so my mom was like, oh, you know, babe, like it's okay, like, you know, tranquila, because my sister was crying, you know, she was 6, like I would be crying too, the hell, I'd be crying now, you know. But yeah, so she was like, that's hella scary. So then whenever my mom would ask her to go help her clean houses, like to that house, my sister would be like, no, hard pass, I'll help you anywhere else, just not that house. So that's the one story that happened here. And the next story that happened here was, I want to say that my grandma had just passed away. I don't know how long it was, but my dad was already working with Metro in there. So I want to say like back in 2004, 2006, around there, my dad started working. I mean, my dad was working for Metro, and around that time my grandma died. And I guess my dad was going through really like depressive like times. I mean, I don't blame him, it was his mom, you know, I get it, but he was going through some like, you know, tough times with his mom's death and shit. And so he says that I guess it's not really, I don't know, I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you think about this story? But my dad said that he swore that he saw my grandma while he was driving, and he was like, oh my god, mom, you know, like he was like, mom, it's you, like, you know, come to me, you know. But it was just like I guess it was just like his imagination. I'm not too sure how you would describe that. But yeah. And then so I had mentioned that there was like 5 stories in the US. It's actually 3 stories in the US. So that's what happened to my sister, my sister when she was little, my dad back like, I don't know, 10 plus years ago with his when he saw his mom, my grandma. And around the same time that this happened with my dad and like seeing his mom and stuff, he also said that one time it was like late, because basically this happens to like any job, but basically my dad started working for, you know, for Metro and stuff, and basically seniority people that have been there longer get to choose their schedules and stuff, you know, whatever, they get to choose their shifts, and basically the new employees kind of get the shitty hours. So my dad would work overnight. I mean, that's like the shitty hours you would get, you know. And he says that as he was driving and he was getting close to like his last stop, everyone has to say, like, I mean, the bus drivers, whenever they're driving and stuff, I mean, everyone, not even just like at night, but like everyone as you approach your last stop, you basically, you know, like if someone's like still riding in the back and you're like, wait, why are they still here? You have to basically tell them, oh yeah, like, by the way, we're reaching our last stop, you know, if you're gonna go there, that's fine, but I'm gonna reach my last stop, so everyone get off, you know, blah 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 blah, whatever. Oh, I think I put too much concealer on, whatever. And so he said that he was like, okay, you know, like, guys, get off, you know. He had like a few passengers left and they left and stuff, and then he was like, why doesn't this lady get off? Like, she's so like annoying, like, get off, bro, you know. Like, he said that he kept seeing like through the rear view mirror, I guess that's what, I think that's what it's called. And he kept seeing that there was just like lady or something with like a white dress in the back. And And he was like, you know, like, oh, he's like, whatever, like, if anything, like, I'm gonna go to my last stop and I'm gonna tell her then, like, oh yeah, by the way, this is my last stop, so like, get out. And so he was like, you know, he reached the stop and he turned around and there was no one there. So yeah, that's creepy, like very, very creepy. So I was like, ooh, so a lady in the white dress rode the bus with you, y'all. I mean, didn't want to get out of the bus stop. And he was like, I guess so, man, like, that's creepy. And I was like, well, hell no, dude. Like, oh, no. But yeah, okay, so those were the 3 stories from here. And then hold up, let me do my eyebrows and then I'll be back. I am back. So now, after doing my eyebrows, I will have to bake my under eye concealer because your girl creases. And then I'm gonna do the same for my eyebrows because I don't know if y'all saw in the previous video, I do that with my eyebrows. I set them. Did I tell the 3 stories already? Now that happened in the US, and I'm gonna talk about the 2 stories that I was given permission to share from Mexico. Okay. So in the previous video, I talked about how my mom was sleeping and how she woke up like in the middle of the night and there was a little girl staring at her. Well, maybe talking about the same little girl that has made appearances here and there in like everywhere. So this little girl is said to have lived there, I think. I'm assuming that she lived there, and I don't know, maybe she just feels like that's her family or stuff. I don't know. I don't know how you would explain that. But yeah, so this little girl lived there, and well, after that happened to my mom, she obviously told my uncle, and he was like, oh yeah, like, she does that. I'm like, what? And so according to my mom, my uncle told her that I guess like that little girl does a lot of things already, like, you know, she's done a lot of things that just, you know, like are, you know, little girl things, because she's a little girl, I guess, and she's like a little soul that hasn't rested and she just wants to play, and she doesn't, I don't know if she thinks that, I don't know if she doesn't know that she's dead or something, but I don't know, but this little girl's like there, you know. And so my mom said that my uncle has told her or told them that sometimes he's like watching TV and then like randomly the TV will turn off, and that he will be like, oh baby girl, like, you know, can you turn on the TV, like, I'm trying to watch TV, like, come on. Like, he talks to the little girl, and she turns it back on and stuff, and I'm like, oh, so she getting real comfortable with y'all. She's real comfortable with them. So I mean, it's creepy, but I mean, if my uncle's fine with it, and you know, whatever, what can I say? And so then that's what my uncle says. And so then there's gonna be another story about the same little girl. So basically, she's still around, and my mom said that her tia went over to their house like a long time ago, to like my uncle's house, like where the little girl lives, I mean, where they live, and the little girl lives like too, the ghost. And so they said that this aunt went to visit them, and she was like, you know, it was like her first time meeting the whole family, like meeting my uncle and his 2 daughters and his wife, and that like she says that they were like all in the living room, like that, I mean, like, you know, just having a good time, you know, whatever. And they're like, oh yeah, do you guys want to go eat? And she was like, and then everyone was like, yeah, let's go eat, like, why not, let's go eat, like, why not? So they all went to go eat, and then so they were like, oh yeah, let's go to the car, you know, how many of us, the aunt was like, oh yeah, like, so it's like your 2 daughters and then like your 3 daughters, right? And he was like, I only have 2 daughters. And he's like, but what about the little girl that was sitting right next to you on the couch, the little girl in the blue dress? And he was like, wait. I was like, oh no. That's just the little girl, the little ghost that lives here. And my aunt was like, I'm never coming back. So she never went back. But yeah, that's like the other story of the little girl and the stories. Okay, so the next story, I literally just asked my cousin yesterday from Mexico to like send me his story. And so I'm gonna say it in Spanish and then I'm gonna translate it in English because I'm sure I have like English speakers and like, you know, Spanish speakers watching this video. So I'm gonna say both languages. So I'm gonna get my handy dandy phone and I'm gonna read the first one. I mean, like, well, obviously the story, but I'm gonna read it in Spanish. So I asked him like, hey, you know, hey primo, could you like send me the stories that have happened to you, because this cousin, a lot of things have happened to him. That sucks. Wouldn't want to be there, but you know, things have happened to him. So he says, fue en el 2004 aproximadamente un domingo cuando volvía de Veracruz. Habíamos viajado durante la noche y yo vivía en Puebla por la universidad. So Puebla is like a state relatively close to Oaxaca. Llegamos como a las 11 p.m. a Puebla y me fui a mi departamento. Era un espacio pequeño, tenía mi comedor junto a la sala y un baño además de mi habitación. La verdad, venía cansado por el viaje. Recuerdo que llegué, me di un baño y me acosté a ver la televisión. Eran como las 12, 1 de la mañana cuando escuché ruidos en la ventana. Tenía 2 ventanas, uno al pasillo del edificio y otro hacia el patio. Solo que estaba alto porque estaba en el segundo piso. So his apartment has 2 floors. And so like basically no one can get into the balcony unless it's like from the main entrance, you know? Like no one can just like float up there, you know, float. Escuché que alguien golpeó la ventana del patio. Estaba junto enfrente de mi cama. Me pareció raro porque no te puedes subir por lo alto. Volteé y yo no vi nada. Y me volví a acomodar para dormir cuando escuché nuevamente que golpeaban la ventana. So somebody was knocking on his door. Volteé hacia la ventana nuevamente, pero esta vez veo a una mujer parada al lado de mi cama, completamente de negro, con el cabello largo y no podía ver su cara. Me acuerdo que no podía levantar y me estaba hablando pidiendo ayuda. Solo alcancé a decirle que si necesitaba algo, la ayudaba, que dijera que quería y que desapareció. He's like, I didn't go to sleep. I stayed up and I was like miserable. So the English version of this says that this was like 16 years ago, because my cousin is actually a lot older than me. I think he was like 18 years old when I was born, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, so he is a bit on the older side, and he said that he was going to college in 2004. So his friends were like, oh yeah, like they had gone on a road trip or something like that. So they had gone on a road trip or something like that, and they got home to like Puebla, to like where his apartment was, like school, because basically it was like kind of like a dorm. But yeah, so they got back to his apartment and he was like, you know, like I'm trying to go to sleep. It's 11. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Like I'm really exhausted. I'm tired. I'm gonna go to sleep. So he said he took a shower and that he was gonna go to sleep basically. But you know how, like, I feel like I get this because sometimes I'm really tired, but in order for me to go to sleep, I have to watch like a little bit of TV, I guess, for it to soothe me or whatever. So I was like, you know, so he said that he laid down, he took a shower, he was watching TV, and that he was like slowly gonna go to sleep. So he was like, you know, I'm gonna turn around and go to sleep. And that he said that basically the balcony was right, so this is his bed and the balcony was over here. So he was sleeping on his bed, and that he was like trying to like rest when he heard someone like kind of like hitting his window. And he was like, what, you know, like how is someone to be up there, because he was on the 2nd floor. Like it's impossible for someone to be up there, you know. So he was like, that's weird, maybe it was like a rock or something. I don't know how he dismissed it, but I mean, whatever. And then he said that when he got the second time, so he's like, you know, whatever, like he dismissed it, and then he went back to like, you know, try to go to sleep, and that someone again banged on the window, and he was like, what? And so he turned around, I'm getting annoyed. And now this time there was nobody outside in the balcony per se, but like instead of like, I guess instead of someone being like outside, they were inside his room, like right in front of his bed. And that he was like, oh, and he was basically like, you know, he was like frozen in fear because he said that this lady was all dressed in white, and I mean all dressed in black, and she just didn't want to, she didn't say anything to him. And so he was like, you know, like, tell me something, you know, if you need help, you know, let me know. I think that at some, maybe like, I guess like some part of him was telling him, you know, like maybe it's like this girl that snuck into my room, you know, whatever, and like she needs help right now. So he was like, you know, like, do you need any help? Like, let me help you. Like, what can I help you with? And that she disappeared. And he was like, you know, he couldn't go back to sleep, so he didn't. He was like scared as hell. I mean, I don't blame him. I wouldn't go to sleep either. Like, what? You know, why would I? Why would I go to sleep? Okay, so let me play the song a little bit while this shit dries. Let's see, anyone? It says that someone hit me up. Ooh. Oh no, he's ugly. I'm just kidding. No one's ugly. Everyone's pretty. Not this one. For those of you who have not watched Elite, you should. This comes out in the scene where Rebecca, season 2 I think, Rebecca she throws a party at her big house, and this is the song that comes out. Oh, that she's like, you know, it fits her honestly because her mom's a cartel boss, and so low-key, like, she has the potential of being like a sicaria, someone that like goes to kill for her mom and stuff. So this is the final look. I'm gonna do a close-up. I don't want to do too much of a close-up because I fucked up there. I mean, I messed up there, but really simple look. Honestly, I would honestly, this is like my go-to look. But yeah, thanks for watching.
Ya tú sabes, mami, la de siempre.